What if I told you that Shanks is the mastermind behind everything happening at Elbaf right now? Chapter 1130 raised a lot of new questions. Why does Loki think he's the sun god? And what is the legendary devil fruit that Elbaf royals have protected for centuries? In this video, I will explain every mystery surrounding the first few chapters of the Elbaf arc. The first bit of confusion is that there are already too many sun gods. Two characters have been revealed in this arc so far, and both call themselves the sun god. We know that Luffy is the real Nika, and Loki actually believes he is the sun god as well. But what about the Nika we saw in the Lego world? The diorama was actually a miniature version of Elbaf. We saw a fake Yggdrasil tree, a Lego castle, and a fake Nika. In Elbaf, we've already seen the real castle, the real Yggdrasil tree, and Loki who believes he is the sun god. Maybe Oda was foreshadowing something, but that's a topic for another video. In those two chapters, we saw that Road, a member of Hyruden's crew, had created his own world that resembled the real Elbaf. He was just playing, so we can remove Road from the list of fake sun gods. However, Loki seems to genuinely believe he is the sun god. But why? Before I answer that, let's use some logic. We know that all of Elbaf was needed to stop Loki and tie him to a tree, which says a lot about his strength. However, he was still stopped. Now, there are all the giants who stopped Loki plus the Straw Hats, including Luffy, so it should be even easier for them to stop Loki. How could he be the final villain of this arc? It doesn't make sense to me. I believe Oda introduced Loki to reveal more information about Luffy's devil fruit. In this chapter, Oda revealed that there is a legendary devil fruit that has been passed down through the royal family. We know that the sun god is the most important figure in Elbaf. This was revealed even before Luffy's Gear 5 formed during Big Mom's flashback, and it was one of the few things we knew about Elbaf. We also know that the world government tried to capture this devil fruit for 800 years but failed. At the same time, Elbaf is not affiliated with the world government. Not only the government, but no one else managed to eat Luffy's devil fruit during these 800 years. As you can see, everything is connected. The legendary devil fruit protected by the royals of Elbaf was Luffy's sun god Nika devil fruit. Giants live up to 300 or 400 years, so there were likely only 3 or 4 kings after Joy Boy's death. It wouldn't have been difficult to protect this fruit for a few generations. That's why no one, including the world government, was able to eat or capture this fruit. Also, how many legendary devil fruits do you know? Not many, I guess. That's why Loki killed the king and stole the fruit so he could become Nika, but in the end he ate another fruit and Luffy got the real one. But how? Not everything is as simple as it seems. Before I continue, I want to clarify two things. First, I've seen many people believe that Loki ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit, which is why he thinks he is the sun god. But in reality, there is no Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit. It's just a fake name created by the world government to cover up the existence of the sun god fruit. Even Vegapunk confirmed that there is no devil fruit by that name in the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia. Second, it's likely that this legendary fruit was passed down through the royal family as an item. They didn't eat it because otherwise it would mean Loki knows how to steal devil fruits like Blackbeard, and that would be very strange. Not only Loki, but other giants would also know how to obtain devil fruits after a person's death, and that seems impossible. In the entire story, for now at least, only Blackbeard pirates know how to steal devil fruits. Additionally, giants are the least known species for eating devil fruits. Loki is the first giant to do so as far as we know. Even if the kings did eat the sun god fruit and somehow knew how to reincarnate the devil fruits, it doesn't debunk the theory because we don't know when Loki ate his devil fruit. We only know he was sentenced to crucifixion a few years ago. And for giants, a few years could mean anywhere from 5 to 30 years. I already explained that Loki can't be the final villain of this arc because he can be stopped easily, but is he a villain at all? Yes, his design screams that he is, but take another villain with an amazing design, Katakuri for example. Can we call him a villain? Barely. I also found two interesting details about Loki. First, Luffy seems to like this guy. Usually, in serious moments, Luffy has very good intuition and he knows who is good and who is bad. When Kizaru arrived at Egghead, he sensed the aura and, based on his reaction, knew that it was a bad guy. In this chapter, Luffy felt Loki's aura and decided to go to him himself, and in this panel we see Luffy smiling. Also, one of Loki's horns was broken, and even though he's hated, someone tied it back. This reminds me a lot of Chopper, who was also hated by his own family. And not just these two, usually someone who is hated by everyone turns out to be a good guy in the end, especially if Luffy likes them. Also, how does he stay alive? Who brings him food? Additionally, evil characters usually get what they want. Typically, they're not rejected by characters like Lola. I'm not saying Loki is good. After all, he wants to destroy the world, but we don't know enough about him yet. His character could be much more complicated than we expect. When he was born, they called him the Cursed Prince. That's strange because in chapter 866, we saw the village celebrating Loki's birth. Also, the name of this chapter was Natural Born Destroyer. At the time, we thought it referred to Big Mom, but it seems to also apply to Loki. Anyway, what kind of baby gets such a nickname and why? It reminds me of Naruto. What if Naruto became evil? I think it would have been understandable because of all the pain he went through as a kid. I'm sure Loki will have a very depressing backstory even if he's a villain. Okay, so for now we've covered two topics. 1. Loki might not be as evil as he seems. 2. The legendary devil fruit the Elbaf royals have been protecting for centuries is the sun god devil fruit. Now let's move on to the third and most interesting topic. If Loki stole the sun god devil fruit, why does Luffy have it? I believe you all remember Mother Carmel from Big Mom's flashback. Mother Carmel was a child trafficker dealing in orphans who operated in the underworld several decades ago under the code name Mountain Witch. She sold her orphan wards to the world government every 2 years to be trained as Marines or Cypher Pole agents. She died 62 years ago, 1 year after Loki was born. After the Straw Hats escaped from Egghead, the Vice Admirals apologized for their failure to stop the Straw Hats and requested permission to pursue the pirates to Elbaf. Surprisingly, Saturn told them to forget about Elbaf, even though the Straw Hats, Bonnie, and Kuma are enormous threats to the world government. There could only be one reason for this. Even though the world government isn't officially affiliated with Elbaf, the Gorosei still have people there, like Mother Carmel. My bet is on CP9 or CP0 agents, and it wouldn't be surprising because we've already seen CP0 agents working in Elbaf. In Wano, it was confirmed that Shanks stole the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit from CP9 and everyone took it as a random fact. But doesn't it sound strange to you? How did CP9 suddenly get the Sun God Devil fruit when they couldn't retrieve it for 800 years? Or how did Shanks know that CP9 had it? And why in the world was Shanks and his crew interested in the fruit? We know that none of the red-haired crew members have a devil fruit. Let's answer these questions in reverse order. Shanks stole this fruit because he knew exactly what he was taking. We don't know what kind of information he got from the Roger pirates, how he learned about the Nika fruit, or if he found out on his own, but it's undeniable that he knew about its true powers. No one steals a devil fruit from the world government ship without intending for someone to eat it. We know Shanks didn't want this fruit for himself or his crew members. Some theories suggest he stole it for Ace, the son of the Pirate King, and Luffy ate it by chance, but that doesn't matter for now. The fact remains, Shanks stole the Gomu Gomu no Mi 13 years ago because he knew it was the Sun God's devil fruit. Who could have possibly known the truth about this fruit? Maybe the royal giants of Elbaf and, of course, the 5 Gorosei. Surprisingly, Shanks is the only person connected to both. We saw Shanks arriving at Marijua and meeting the 5 elders, and it seemed this wasn't the first time. We also saw Shanks having a good relationship with Dory, Broggy, and other giants. It doesn't seem like Elbaf is Shanks' territory, but based on what we've seen, it's clear that he has some history with the island. Now let's talk about what happened 13 years ago. We have Elbaf, which had the legendary Nika devil fruit. We have the world government, which wanted the fruit. We have CP9 and CP0 on secret missions at Elbaf. And we have Shanks, and God knows what his true intentions are. In short, I believe an agent of CP0, Shanks, or someone like Madame Carmel discovered that Elbaf has the fruit that the world government wanted for centuries. Of course, even for someone as strong as Shanks, stealing a devil fruit from the king of Elbaf would make every giant his enemy, and no one wants that. So they framed young Loki. Either they had Loki kill the king and steal the devil fruit, replacing it with a fake one, or they killed the king themselves and set up Loki by giving him a fake Nika devil fruit. By they, I mean the world government agents. It seems Shanks had knowledge of all this and was cooperating with the government, but in the end he still needed this fruit. So he made it look like the whole operation was organized by CP9 agents, but then they later lost it. Who's Who knew that Shanks stole the Gomu Gomu no Mi from him, but most likely no one believed him. Otherwise, the five elders wouldn't have welcomed Shanks at Marijua. If this is true, it would explain everything. This could explain why Loki thinks he's the sun god, why the world government could not capture the fruit for 800 years, how CP9 got this fruit out of nowhere, and why Shanks knew CP9 had it and later stole it. I'm not saying Shanks is evil, but he isn't 100% good either. He clearly has some goal and does everything to achieve it. There are a lot of theories about Shanks, and of course, most of them are wrong because he is still one of the most mysterious characters. I tried to build this theory logically, but it could still be wrong, of course. At the very least, I hope you enjoyed it. But if this theory is wrong and the Gorosei believe that Shanks actually stole the sun god devil fruit, then I have another question. Why did the five elders greet Shanks at Marijua if they knew he stole the most dangerous thing for the world government? As I said, Shanks is still very mysterious, and we know that Oda didn't want to reveal his character at all until the end of One Piece. This means that Oda has big plans for Shanks in the final arcs, which is not surprising. Later, he decided to reveal Shanks from the start, but not his background and intentions. Now that we're close to the end, I hope the whole truth about this character will be revealed soon. That's all I wanted to say about the mysterious Shanks in this video, but for now, the most interesting mystery for me is, what devil fruit did Loki actually eat? There are a few popular options. Number 1, a trickster mythical Zoan that makes him the trickster god, allowing him to create illusions and shapeshift. Number 2, some kind of lion devil fruit that resembles the sun god. And number 3, the most popular one, Fenrir the wolf devil fruit. According to Norse mythology, Fenrir, the son of Loki, is foretold to break free from his chains during Ragnarok, kill the chief Norse god Odin, and ravage the world. That's it for today. Don't forget to like this video, and if you want to know more about Shanks and the government's relationship, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching.